Now we're going to get into basic programming of how to get your buttons to function in order to get to your next scene. So instead of using the Middletown M, I'm going to bring in my start button. I'm going to place it on my screen. Now that's a little big, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to size this down and place this in here. And I'm going to bring my instructions button in as well. And size that down to make it look nice. Now, reminder, once you bring them in from your media tab, you must go to your actors tab and you must rename it. So this is going to be my start button. And this is the instruction. If you forget which button it is, what you can do is you can pull this in this tab and it will create a copy of it. Okay? That's going to be vital for what we do later. But you can just drag it on. If you don't want it, you can press delete on your keyboard and it gets rid of it. Okay? So let's get into programming now. So what we're going to do is we want our start button to transition to our gameplay scene. So I'm going to change the color down here of my gameplay to green so I know I'm going to transition correctly. And I'm going to change my instructions to purple so I know where I'm going, and then I'll keep the end scene black. So to start programming, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my start button. I'm going to make sure I'm in my prototype tab, and I'm going to add a rule. So in this rule, I'm going to do mouse button and mouse position. So I want to make sure that when my mouse is down and over my actor, this is now my actor, I want it to do change scene. And I don't want this to go to the next scene, I want this to go to gameplay. We also want to make sure that we have no ads in here. Okay? When I'm done with that, what I can do is I can come up to play. I can click on that, and it brings me to my green. Now I can click back to editor, and I can double check. Look, the green is there, so I knew I would transition to the correct scene. Now let's talk about the instructions button. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to add another rule. I'm going to do mouse button, mouse position. And for the do, I'm going to say change scene. And for this one, I'm going to select instruction, no add. Okay, so now if I go press play, we will click on the instructions and it brings me to this. Okay? Once you do that, you'll be ready to actually go set up your game and program.